Hi, this is the module Dashboards and Low-Code Apps within DataMiner Fundamentals. We'll take a look at dashboards and low-code apps. They are related to each other because they are quite similar how to create them. But a dashboard is typically just like a one-pager showing me some nice graphical way of representing certain KPIs in a dashboard, while a low-code app is typically containing multiple pages, has more things to it, you could say, and is packaged in like a low-code app with a dedicated title and package, a real app, you could say. We'll play around with that. So in this module, we'll take a look at dashboards and low-code apps. We'll create a dashboard as well, and we'll create a low-code app as well. But be aware that this is fundamentals. It's a basic dashboard. It's a basic low-code app. We're not going to go into too much details at this stage. There is also a dashboards and low-code app module within the configurator part where we see a little bit more details than here. Here it's just the getting started, the basics within those two items here. So first things first, dashboards, let's take a look at that. So first of all, where can we access our dashboards? Well, we go to dataminer.services, we select our organization, and we go to our specific DataMiner system of choice. We go to the home page, so the monitoring app is immediately visualized there, but we go to the home page, and then on the home page of that selected system, you will find the dashboards app. Let's immediately do that. So if I go to dataminer.services in my web browser, before I created in DataMiner DaaS system, a DataMiner as a service system, within my organization training BERT, so I have a demo there. So I can open up the home page, and then within the home page, I can open up the dashboards. It's a blank system. It's a new system. It's a pretty much a blank system, as I said. So therefore, it doesn't have any dashboards yet, but we'll create one here on my system. If you want to take a look at something which has already some dashboards to it, then we can go to the Skyline Academy. And there we have some Academy systems there, and I've been using previously in my demonstrations the demo of Skyline Academy. So let me open up my demo system. Typically, you have one of the training systems access to. Also, the Zine system does have some dashboards, so we can also play around with those or create some, maybe show some apps later on the Zine system. So we will be using for the first part maybe just the training system and my empty DaaS system to play around with that. So that's how you can access the dashboards from both of those systems. Simple and straightforward, I believe. Now, taking a quick look at the layout. So we always have that I call it a waffle menu. So it's not a hamburger menu, it's like a waffle menu. You can go to the waffle menu to go back to other apps or to the home page again of your DataMiner system. The first item is the list of dashboards you have in your side panel, all your dashboards. You also have recent items. So if you recently accessed something, you will find it in your recent items. And optionally, when you already have certain things there that are private or shared, two additional things might be popping up. To immediately see which dashboards you shared with the outside world or with other people and which ones are private. We'll talk about security and sharing later on. On the upper right-hand side, I have my user icon there, and I can click on there to see some more settings, some about and the help. The help is quite convenient. So if you click on your user icon, you go to the help. It brings you to docs.dataminer.services. So in our docs, we have a lot of information there, a lot of good tutorials as well. The search can be leveraged to easily find certain things there. It has a lot of reference material and tutorials to learn more about dashboards and any other topic within DataMiner, of course. So remember that help item there. Okay, so that's a little bit roughly the layout that we have. So if we select a specific dashboard, like we have here selected the dashboard, there is the pane, the dashboard pane, which is populated with the selected dashboard. So depending on which kind of dashboard, it will show you more or less visual things like bar graphs, pie charts, donuts, trend graphs, just KPIs, tables. So it really depends on the creator of the dashboard, what kind of information he wants to expose in there. There's a refresh button, and on the right hand side we're gonna play around with the editing in just a minute, but you do have some more menu items there to also create a PDF of this and to share it with this pop-up. You will be able to share it as an email, which is basically the PDF version as well, or copy the link, and the cloud share, we're gonna come back to that one and try out that cloud share, because it allows you then to easily share this dashboard that I have on this private system here, secured system, to somebody which doesn't have access to the system, and really allow you to type in any email address. He will get or this person will get an invitation to be able to share only that specific dashboard that I picked out. Now, let's take a quick look at that, because on our demo academy system, on our training system, we do have the alarm report there. And actually, if I take a look at my dashboards on my system, my DAS training system that I created, the BERT training, I don't have any dashboards. Well, just a quick tip is that this alarm report is actually one which you can download from the catalog. So let's go back to our DataMiner.services homepage. So if you go to DataMiner.services homepage, you do have that catalog there. We've been using the catalog before. Let's have another quick look at the catalog. Let me refresh, because the style was not updated on my computer here. So if I search for the alarm reports, you will find in there, if I search for all results then, that alarm reports. So you can see it's the dashboard with some alarm stuff there. So if I select that one, you can already see the preview here. You can easily deploy that, but be aware you need to deploy that on your correct DataMiner system in your correct organization. I already have it on my Skyline Academy training system, but I don't have it on my BERT training DAS system. This one is still empty. So let's go and deploy that on the BERT training. Oh, sorry, it needs to be in my catalog, of course. In the catalog, I need to select the BERT training, and then I can click on the deploy button and choose from the drop down. I only have one DataMiner system, my demo DataMiner system, and I can click on the deploy. If I immediately go, it says deploying. If I immediately go to my dashboards on my BERT training system here, you will see without doing anything, it is automatically updating my dashboard overview here with this alarm report, and I can select my alarm report, and it will show you how many alarms I have been generating in the last 24 hours, last 7 days, etc. And mainly it's, of course, I only have one element monitored, my DataMiner agent, which is now and then generating some alarms. It's still a very simple system that I have there, but it shows you that you can easily deploy also dashboards from that catalog there. So remember, this one and some other ones are actually available on the catalog. Okay, so that's how I can select a dashboard, view it, and remember, you can also share. I'll come back to the cloud sharing later on in this module. Okay, which kind of components can be on there? Well, there's a large library of components available. As I mentioned, pie charts, or bar graphs, horizontal, vertical, all kinds of like more GOGs or LED bars or LED bars, trend graphs. There's a whole series of possible components that are available to show each and every bit and piece you have in the DataMiner system. And moreover, it's even possible to get dynamically information from an external system, also pull that in with a query and show that in this dashboards module. As I said, this is just getting started with dashboards, just navigating around a little bit and creating a simple one. We're going to come back later on during the configurator part on some more complicated examples. Some more examples, also the possibility to dynamically ask the user for instance, a parameter or a more complicated query filter or a time range. So you can also ask the user to get certain bits and pieces to make a more dynamic dashboard there. Now, to create a dashboard, well, before I create, let me quickly go back to our training system. We do have one quick example here, an operational dashboard here, where we have a little header bar, some visio file, some more KPIs that are being shown, a trend graph and another trend graph. So tables, all these kind of things can be shown in there. Now, let's create a dashboard ourselves. So we're going to do that on our blank training or DAS system that I created before. So simply within your list of dashboards, you just right click there and you say create dashboard, and it gives you the possibility to specify a name and a location. So you can basically create folders and a more hierarchical tree structure to keep things organized. And it is also possible to define the security there immediately. Note that this is a little bit like we already had previously. We have 3 levels of security. Either it's private, it's only for me, it's something personal that I don't want other people to be bothered with. So it's a private thing, only you have access. Or you can make it completely public, everybody can see it, but they can also edit that, and maybe that's not something I like. Therefore, I can also do something in between there and make it protected. Hey, they can look at it, they can use it, they can leverage it, but they cannot change it because I'm the owner, I manage it, I will make any modifications. They can come back to me if they want something changed, because I rather keep the control myself there to manage and update that dashboard. So once you defined basically the name, optionally some other things, you have that pane where you can start adding items on there. You created basically a blank page. So let's quickly do that. I'm going to be doing that on our on my BERT training system. So it was a blank system just before. I deployed from the catalog the alarm reports, but I'm gonna not worry about that one. I'm going to create a new one. Note, if you go to the dashboard's homepage, you do have the button there to start with a blank dashboard, or you can also just right click on any of the existing items in your list there to create a dashboard from there. So you click there, create dashboard, or you click start with blank dashboard. That's the same thing. It's going to give you that possibility to specify the name. So let me go for a training dashboards. Location just under the root is fine. Public, it's my personal training system here, so I don't need to worry too much about those things. But be aware, on a bigger system, you might need to define those things a little bit. So you can, of course, create new folders in there as well. You can just type new folders in there. Let's create my training dashboard. So you can see I just have a blank page. There's nothing on there yet. I just created a blank new training dashboard that I have available. So let's go back to the slides. And the next thing that I need to do is I need to add some content there. There are two panels which are important. You have on the left-hand side your panel, which is basically allowing you, so you just move your mouse over that green bar and it opens up. And there you can add any kind of visual building blocks, you could say, and just take one. We're going to keep it simple and just take a name and an alarm state of an element. So we just take a state item there. We click and we drag and we drop it on there, and then you will have this kind of item that you can resize and you can position it anywhere on your item. So simply drag and drop any of those items, drag and drop it on there, and then you can reposition it. Now, if you add it on there, it will say, please add data. So you chose to add like a pie chart or a trend graph, or in this case, a state name there. You still need to define what needs to be displayed on there. So, and that's what you can find on the right-hand side. So on the right-hand side, you will find all the available data in your DataMiner system, like for instance, elements or parameters, and you can just drag and drop an item on there, and then it will show that selected item or that data in that component. So you select the visualization and you select the data onto your visualization. That's how you build a dashboard. So let's try that out. So first of all, on the left-hand side, you can see there's a plus sign indicated in that green bar. So whenever I move my mouse over that section, you will see all the graphical presentations or building blocks, I should say, on the left hand side. So let's go for that state item. So I take that state item, I click and I drag and I just drop it somewhere. Doesn't really matter where, because once I've dropped it, I can still, if you move your mouse over it, you can still move it around, or there's also this possibility to move it around. And at any of the sides, you can make it a little bit wider or higher or wider, or just completely like this, and just position it somewhere. It has a little bit of a grid, so it just jumps a little bit from left to right, top. You can position it on there. Okay, that's cool. I can just drag and drop items on there, but I still need to visualize something on there. And I'm just going to add my element on there. So if I go to elements, you can do a search on there with keywords on your elements, but I only have a limited amount of elements on my system. I have my DataMiner agent, which is a little bit down there. My DataMiner agent in there, and some anomaly detection things on there. Remember, let me just open up my monitoring app. I have my DataMiner agent, which is monitoring the DataMiner agent itself, CPU load and things like that I have on there. And I deployed also from the catalog some anomaly detection examples. Those are also on my system from the catalog. So I'm just going to go and take my DataMiner agent and I drop it on there. And it will just show you Microsoft Platform, my DataMiner agent, which is the name of my element, my DataMiner agent, that you can see there. And it's currently in a green state. There are more layout settings and settings here to give you a little bit more details about the selected. You need to select the component, and then choose the layout or some more things like large or small design, for instance. Let's make it a little bit bigger, like this, for instance. Okay, so that's fine. That's okay. Let me go back to my slides. So I dragged and dropped an item on there from the components and added data on there. I did this with an state to show me the state of my elements, but I also want to do this now and make this kind of dashboard we have here with also the total processor load, the real-time data in a progress bar, and some trend graph, which gives me a little bit of a history perspective on my total processor load. Okay, let's go back and let's modify my dashboard to look a little bit like we have there in my example slide there. So we already added one item. Let's add a next item. So let's go back to the green bar on the left-hand side. Now, instead of going for the states, which I already have, it displays the state of my element there. That's good. Now I'm going to display a progress bar with the current value of my total processor load. So I'll drag and drop it on there. And then I can just move it next to that one and just take the corner there to make it a little bit bigger, like that. Okay, perfect. The positioning is good, but I still need to add some data on there. Okay, so again, on the left-hand side, I need to go to data, and you can actually see what is already being used. There is an element being used. So if I go to underneath elements and I take again my Microsoft server, you will notice that doesn't match here because I cannot show a progress bar of a Microsoft server as a whole. Therefore, I need to have something more detailed, like a parameter here. So let's go and take a look in the available data, and let me collapse the elements, and let's go a little bit more, or let me, I won't be able to put it here. Let me move my screen over there. So let me go and then see the parameters there. And if I go underneath the parameters, I will be able to select the element first of all. So that's my Microsoft platform, my DataMiner agent there. And then within the parameters, I see all the data display pages. So if I go back to the monitoring app, so you have the performance page with the total processor load on there. So I find there the performance page, and within the performance page, I have that total processor load parameter here. Or I can also search for, if that list is long and you know what you're looking for instance, for total process or processes or processor load. Now I only have two parameters. I can easily find it, and I can drag, and indeed I can drop it on there. So if I go for that parameter, then I'm able to drop it on there. Okay, that's cool. But if I go back to my slides, I see that there is also a trend graph underneath that. So let me add that trend graph as well. So once again, I go to the plus region there, and I already added the state and the progress bar. Now I'm going underneath the charts here. I'm going to add a line chart. That's basically a trend graph, a line chart. Let's drag and drop it on there. Let's reposition it a little bit to make it nice and big, because a trend graph typically wants to have a little bit more screen real estate. Okay, please add the data. Well, I could again go to the parameters and go and search for that total processor load. But I mentioned that you can also see the data that is being used in your dashboard that is immediately available there. So therefore, I can just quickly go and select an existing data that is already being used, because I already showed it in there. And I can just drag and drop it on there. I don't need to search it again. It will immediately become available there. All right, so that's a little bit how I can easily create a dashboard. If you're done, then you can just click on the upper right hand side with stop editing, and now I can see my training dashboard. So my training dashboard shows the name of my elements with the current state, one important parameter there, the current value, and then also that history perspective on that parameter. Remember, of course, I can, if I go back to start editing, I can select the component and I can see what is being used there in that component, but also some layout options are available for defining a little bit more the style and things like that. But also, for instance, in the settings, I can change if it's last 24 hours or what is being shown there. That is all these kind of settings are available in that component settings region there. So I'm looking at the last 24 hours by default, which is fine for me. Okay, so that's how you can easily create this kind of basic dashboard. And as I mentioned, we're going to see some more dashboards in the configurator part as well. Some thing that I wanted to discuss as well that I skipped before there, that was that cloud sharing. Let's take a look at that, because if I create some nice dashboards, I can of course share it with people that do have access to my DataMiner system, but maybe I want to share that information that I composed on that dashboard with somebody that doesn't have access to my DataMiner system. Maybe some external person, a partner, a vendor, somebody I'm working together with. They don't have access to my DataMiner system. How can I easily give access to this specific dashboard? Well, that's what you can do with a cloud share. So if I have a nice dashboard, you go to the menu there on the upper right hand side, you go for share and you select that cloud share, and then you will get a window where you can specify any email address in the world. This person will get an invitation. They need to create a secured account on the DataMiner.services platform if they don't have any yet. And then they can access only that specific dashboard through the cloud. They don't have access to your system. Basically, your system gives that information to the cloud, DataMiner.services, and this person is accessing the DataMiner.services cloud to be able to get that information there. It's only what you added on that dashboard which is being exposed. So this person will get an email and will be able to access that. Let's do a quick demo with that, and I'll do it on our Skyline Academy platform. There I had this operational data on the Lions Games esports dashboard. That's interesting information for somebody outside of my DataMiner system here. So they don't have access to my DataMiner system. So how can I do that? I go to the three dots there on the upper right hand side. I go to share. And then I get this pop-up. I'm not interested in the link because they don't have access to the system. I don't want to email this because I want them to have live access to this data at any point in time. So I want to go for create cloud share. So if I create cloud share, it will give me that pop-up with that details to give the email address and things like that. Be aware, it is possible that you need to allow pop-ups or that it can create a new tab page. If not, it will give you a small link like to open it again with clicking on a button. But if you allow the website to open up pop-ups or links, then it will immediately pop that up like it does here. So we're sharing here the operational dashboard. Okay, I'm going to share that with myself as an example. So bert.vandenberge@skyline.be. So I specify my email address. The name is by default the name of the dashboard. I can add some more info here in that description and more info on the live service, for instance. Here is some more information that you can put in the email that they will receive as well. Optionally, you can add an expiration date. So maybe you say like, okay, this is only for 1 week, maybe only 1 day, maybe only 1 hour. You can specify a date and time if you would like to set an expiration date on there. I'm not going to do that for now. And I'm just going to click share. And now it will basically send out an email to myself. And this will receive in my mailbox here. Okay, let me pop that up. So I received an email. Yeah, it's Bert van den Berge with Bert van den Berge, of course. I shared it with myself, but you could basically share it to any of any email address in the world. And then they will receive this text that I just added in there with the operational dashboard. So I can open up the live dashboard. If I click on that button, note it will now log in with my Bert.vandenberge Microsoft account. So it will authenticate myself automatically because my web browser is already authenticated. And be aware, it is not going to my URL I have there with the Skyline Academy training platform. No, it's going to sharing.dataminer.services because it's a share. And I don't have access to the training platform there of Skyline Academy. And it's only going to show you this dashboard. We don't have the side panel here. I cannot go to other dashboards. I don't have access to other dashboards. I cannot change the URL to another dashboard or something like that. That doesn't work. I only have secured access to that specific dashboard that has been shared with me. Only the data on there, nothing else, nothing more is available for me. So I can see that live data here. I can have that available for until the expiration date. So remember that on the dataminer.services homepage, we have that sharing. So that sharing gives you a list of all the incoming shares that one person has. So as Bert van den Berge, if I log in once more, I should be able to find this and it's operational something. How is it called? Operational dashboards. So I should be able to find operational dashboard in there. There it is, operational dashboard. So I can open that up and I can see indeed that this has been shared with me. So that one is in there. I now have access to this dashboard in a shared way through the cloud without having access to the actual DataMiner system. Okay, so that's how you can easily share information to the outside world. Now, a couple of examples just to wrap up the dashboards section. So here you have a couple of examples with some more trend graphs, donuts, pie charts, stacked graphs. Tables are possible as well with color coding. So all kinds of information can be nicely visualized. Also alarms are possible to add in there with some time controls there to show history alarms in this case. So that's also convenient. Also more special visualizations are in the components available, like this one, a node edge graph that is being used for a network overview here. So lots of examples that are available. So those were the basics of dashboards. We were able to take a look at the available dashboards. We have an idea of what can be shown there. We can create a basic one and we can even share it with the outside world. Now let's take a look at the second item that we want to discuss in this module, that is low-code apps. So what is a low-code app? You could say it's a little bit like an enhanced dashboard, you could say, because the dashboard is quite limited because it's a one-pager. But here we will see that we can actually create and combine multiple pages here. And they are not just those pages like dashboards in a dashboards app. No, they are a dedicated app that I create with its own name, with its own color, with its own look and feel, and its own URL. So this is a full app that I create with its own identity and its own content in there, and it can even have lots of actions in there and details panels and all kinds of controls and components that I also have available in the dashboards. So the dashboards editor is basically being used to create those content pages, and I can combine them into different pages and in a full app. So that really allows you to say, like, don't worry about DataMiner. Don't worry about QPort monitoring and all the other stuff which is on there. No, I'm going to create a very tailor-made application which is going to give you the exact information that you expect and that you need to do your job. So I can create, in this case, like an app for production. I only put in there the items that they need to be able to manage their and to do their job. I can also create next to that another app which is going to maybe do some getting some ingest of jobs. So only the jobs, you can see the jobs there, add a job, and I'm going to make that available for that target audience. So you can really make tailor-made applications for a specific audience and really make it easy and digestible and easy to understand. So that's the whole objective of creating low-code apps, that you have a real nice app for that specific group of people. Okay, so how can we do that? Well, very simple. On the homepage of a DataMiner agent, we had the dashboards and the monitoring app there. So we looked just at the dashboards app. Now we're also going to take a look at the other apps we can add there, and that's creating a new app. So if you don't have an app yet, it says just create new app. If you click on there, it will give you the low-code app editor. And that basically allows you to specify, first of all, in the header, a name. In this case, in the slide, they specified here DataMiner monitoring. You can specify any name in there, and you can also click on the icon to change the icon and to choose a color. So that's how you can already make the identity of your app with giving it a name, giving it an icon and a nice color. And then we can start creating pages on there. So let's take a look at that. So I'll go to my training platform again, or my training training system, where I created a dashboard before. So I need to go to that homepage of that BERT training system, where I have the dashboards and the monitoring app and nothing else yet. But I do have the possibility to create a new app there. Let's check that out. I click on there, and it's immediately creating me an application. It randomly picked a color, and I can specify the name there. So it's already selecting new application there. So that's going to be my training server app, for instance. I can give it a different icon by clicking on the icon and, for instance, searching for server. There's lots of icons available, or you can also upload your own icon. So I choose a server. I'm not so happy with that color. Maybe I want to make it a little bit more bluish, a little bit more like that, for instance. Okay, I'm happy with that. Am I happy with that? Let's make it a little bit more. Okay. So that's how I can choose a name and choose an icon. And then I can start adding pages on there. Let me jump back to the slides for a second. No. Slides are here. So I created a new app, gave it a name, chose a color, and gave it a name. And then I can just add multiple pages here by creating pages. Each page I give it a name, choose an icon as well, and then I can start adding content on there again. Let me do those first 3 steps again, because it's quite similar as dashboards. So I created a new app with that name, the color, and the icon. And then I can create new pages here on the left-hand side. So the first one, you can change the name here or here, doesn't really matter. So that's like overview, for instance, and I can create a second page, which is maybe going to be more like details. So in the overview page, maybe I can give it more like an icon, which is a little bit like a server again, something like that. Well, let's take something like that, and then the details. Let's take more like a kind of a list kind of thing, more something like that, a details page, which is typically going to give me some more details then. So you can give an icon and a name for any of those pages. So I created 2 pages, overview and details. And then, of course, on each page, I can add content again, like we did with the dashboard. So on the left-hand side, I can open up this panel by moving my mouse there, and I can just add the item on there, select my element, my DataMiner agent, I drop it on there. And I have my agent, maybe the layout, make it large again, a little bit, it's a little bit bigger, something like that. And then I can add more content to it. I'm not going to add too much content. Oh, I clicked twice on there. Let me delete this one again. Okay. So if you just click on it, it also adds it. Let me, instead of before in the dashboard, I selected the progress bar. Now I selected the GOG, to just show it a little bit different. And again, I'm going to the parameters and I'm selecting my DataMiner agent, and let me search for total processor load. Total processor load, and let's drop that on there. Okay, I'll just keep it simple, do it like that. On the details page, maybe we can just go for parameters, and for my Microsoft element, I can have a task manager kind of thing, and drop the task manager on there. If you drop data on there, you still need to pick a visualization, so I'm doing it a little bit the other way around. And then you have some in the section here underneath it, you have the possible visualizations, and I'm going to go for a table, for instance, with the total, the task manager table in there. Just quick and dirty, the processes that are that are running on that server. Okay, so that's the details page with the task manager, and that's the overview page with just some more general details, CPU load of that. You get the point of what we are trying to achieve here. Now, I created 2 pages. I added some name and some icon to the pages and added some content to that. Now let's take a look at the right hand side when I created my low-code app on how I can see the results. So first thing I can do is I can do a little preview by clicking on that preview icon there, and if I'm happy I can then publish the app to the colleagues that can also access my DataMiner system here. So let's take a look at it. Let me just close this one. If I first go to the preview icon, let's take a look at that one. So it opens up my app in the non-editing mode, you could say. So all the panels are gone, which allow me to further add and modify things. So I can really play around with it. So I have the name of my app there. There's still a draft indication because it's not published. I have that side panel. I can open it up and close it down. I have the overview page, and I have a details page with the task manager in there. So very simple app to start with, but it's a nice app that allows me to publish that to some people that need some more information about that server without being worried too much about other things in the DataMiner system. Okay, I can go back and click on the editing to go out of the preview and go back into the editing. So I can further tweak things if you want to change things. So maybe the details, oh, maybe that's not good enough. Should have been maybe task manager to be a little bit more descriptive, etc. Once you're happy and everything plays out good, then you can say, okay, let's go for that publish app. And there you really make it available for the other people. You click on the publish and then publish confirm again. And now my app is ready without the draft indication there. People can now access this app and will be able to see my overview page and my task manager page that I added. So those 2 pages are available. Small note, a little thing is that you do have versions there. So we will see all the versions that you created to go back easily as well. There are some more settings you can play with, and there is that duplicate app if you want to make a new version, which is a little bit a different flavor of the same thing, you could say, without recreating everything. Okay, so that's a little bit how you can easily create that app. Let me go back to my home page and let's refresh my home page, because I created an app. So I'm expecting there indeed, nicely, there it is, my training server app. So now I have created my own low-code app next to the existing DataMiner apps that are available there. And that's my training server app. And now we have that plus sign there to add more items there. Let me quickly check if I go to our, the training platform doesn't really have that many. So let me go to the Zine platform. If I go to Zine, you will have some more examples there, because I believe in the slides we are going to indeed be reaching the examples here. So we have, this is a DataMiner monitoring low-code example that we basically created. So mine was maybe a little bit more simple because I only had the name of the element with the CPU load and not the physical memory and the trend graph. You can add those components there as well. But I did have a second page with my task manager there. Some examples that are in here, just some more server with some more pages, some more details that have been added here. This one actually shows you a little bit more about people and organization. That's something I didn't mention yet, but in a DataMiner system, you not only have the information available from all the elements that you're polling and all the information you're getting from the APIs and from the systems that you're interrogating, you do also have the possibility to create what we call DOM objects, DataMiner object modeling. DOM objects in a DataMiner system are objects you can create that doesn't really have like a remote interface, like people. A person, you can say, well, a person, as you can see here, a person has a name, has an email, where he lives, etc. So those kind of things are available on a person maybe, but I don't have a remote interface to query that information and to make an element in DataMiner. Therefore, you can create so-called DOM objects, and people, persons is an example of DOM objects. So you can make a list of persons, you can make a list of teams, you can make a list of organizations, and you can combine those together and say like, oh, this organization has these teams, and these teams contains these persons. But you could do that for any kind of DOM objects, DataMiner object modeling, for any kind of object. So for instance, also IP addresses or jobs could be added in there. So any kind of object that doesn't have a remote interface, but you want to use that in those apps can be created. So here we have an app managing persons, teams, and organizations with their skills, which can be used. And for instance, when you do a booking, you need a camera operator, then you can use those persons and also book them and so assign them to certain jobs. Okay, an SLA app is still compliant there in the background, but it selected the details panel on the on the right-hand side with some more details there. So an app to manage those kind of things. I was opening up the Zine platform. So the Zine platform has, next to the DataMiner apps, a whole bunch of business or a whole bunch of apps which are in different categories here, or different sections. The people and organization app, as shown in the little screenshot there. So we do have on the left-hand side an overview of the people that are in there with their details. We do have some teams overviews. We do have the organization overview. So you can really manage all the things there. But as I said, those persons and teams are then being used to do, for instance, bookings, because we need a person to do the booking. Vehicles, another example, vehicle resource management of virtual objects, or desks, for instance, can be created. Maintenance, PLM, can be done with that. Jobs, entering jobs in here can be done. Managing infrastructure, Elastic server, Microsoft server apps. We had a server app there before as well, with some more details on how many servers we have, which ones are using which kind of resources, etc. Up to media ops items, like the scheduling app. We have some nice components to do scheduling as well. So this allows you to add new jobs in here. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit and go for some older items. And we can basically have a job here that is added in there, and then see more details about that with the resources that are being used, and the whole media ops is also built on these low-code apps. So low-code apps have quite a lot of features and functionality and features there to build really high-end applications like we do in media ops, setups as well, Starlink app. So we do have some vendor-specific ones, like this one from TechX has also the video thumbnails in there, and I believe we do have the possibility here also to show an end-to-end overview at the bottom. You have the selected, let me select a more complicated one. The Node Edge component is being used here to show an end-to-end view of that specific TechX service there. So yeah, really lots of examples, lots of possibilities to have really tailored applications for one specific part to manage that, or for one specific target audience. So very powerful, the low-code apps to build some nice applications on your DataMiner system. The exercise, I basically created already some dashboard and some low-code app. Here is a little bit the same thing with 2 elements in there and 2 parameters in there, so you can play around with that. So I believe that was already a nice overview to get started with dashboards and low-code app, to have the feeling a little bit what they are, how you can use them, how you can navigate around or do even a cloud share externally. And we also even looked at how to create a simple one. We're gonna see that later on in the configurator part to do some more in-depth creation of low-code apps and dashboards, but here we already got a nice fundamentals overview. So I hope you enjoyed this session, and see you in the next one.